Yeah, and we should have some more coming on, but Jennifer and Sherry are both Emerald coaches. Hey, Jennifer, if you press start video at the bottom, your video will show up. We'll be able to see you. We would love to see you.
Congrats, ladies.
Yes, and I know they'll be going diamond soon. They're doing really well.
Hey, that's awesome.
Isn't Jennifer Ruby?
What's that, Sherry?
Isn't Jennifer Ruby?
Well, yes, I'm sorry. She's Ruby Lifetime, yes. Yes.
Very exciting.
Yes.
So Ruby's so close to diamond. It's like,
oh, yeah. She is very close.
So close.
Yeah. Well, y'all, I know I introduced, I bragged about you, Meredith, on our little team. Like I sent out an event invite.
Oh, yeah.
But if you want to introduce yourself a little bit more, and I'll do that too. Okay, Meredith is a 3-star diamond, and she's ranked.
Oh.
She's not ranked.
So close. What
I guess she froze.
So close. So close, Becky. Oh, no, I was gonna say, she's back. I'll just jump in. So I am currently ranked 124. That's where my team is out of all of the coaches. I'm going for elite this year. My goal is to end top 20, which is crazy, right? But why not, right? So that's the overall goal. I've been a coach for 2.5 years, and I am signed up with Sarah Try. She's my upline, and I'm a Success Club All-Star. Let's see. I am an instructor. I teach all formats except for P90X. That's on my list still. But I do teach size also. I'm teaching my first size class on Sunday. Oh, you're back.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Okay.
I just told the boys, we have terrible internet out here. So I was like, y'all get off of the internet.
It's okay. I picked up. But I'm in New Jersey, and that's Team Takeover. That's my team, and that's kind of it.
That's great. You know, I did not realize that was your team name, and that is actually our Team Cup team name, Team Takeover.
Really?
Yeah. And so I saw that, you know, as soon as you and I started talking on the Diamond page, and then I saw that. I should have known. Maybe that's where it came from subconsciously.
Maybe like you saw it floating around. Maybe.
Yeah.
My it's such a good name.
It is. It really is. Hey, I see Donna's on, and Donna is one of Jennifer's, and she's also an Emerald coach, so they're all Emeralds. Well, I'm sorry,
awesome.
Jennifer's. Yep.
I love it. You guys are kicking butt.
Yeah. We have got some leaders here, so that's good.
That's awesome. So does everybody read PD?
I listen.
I love the Slight Edge. I actually listened to the audiobook, and it didn't do much for me, but I started reading the book and love it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not an audio person. I try to multitask, and I just fail.
I think that's what happened. My mind wandered. Sherry, have you started listening to it yet? She won that last month on our team.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I haven't started yet.
It's a good book. It took me, I usually tell all of my new coaches to read that book first, but it actually took me 2 years until I picked it up myself.
Yeah,
I've never been a PD person before. Like, you know, when you first sign up, it's one of the 3 vital behaviors. So it's like, you got to do it. But I would just kind of lie about it. And I'd be like, yeah. And I clearly was not reading, because the second I picked up a book and committed to it, and I found the book that worked for me, I mean, my business totally changed. Like, my life changed, because I wasn't a believer. You know, I was like, oh, what's this, like, personal, like, help thing? Like, I don't have time to read. You know, like, who has time, right? So that was always my excuse. I was like, there just isn't – I don't have time. I can't fit in a book. Like, I can barely live, right? So I would just kind of brush it off until Sarah caught me red-handed and I got in trouble. But it's one of those things, it took me a really long time and I didn't believe in it. So my first year, I did not pick up a book at all. I tried doing push. Has any of you done push by something?
I'm actually struggling through it. I stop and start. And I felt better when Shalene said, if you stop and start this, that's okay. It's fantastic. I'm struggling on, making the time for it. And I'm reading The Slight Edge. So that's taking up my...
Yeah. That's what I did. I read both of them at the same time, but what I did was for push, the first 3 times I tried to get through push, I only did it through email, and I didn't actually have the physical book.
Yeah, now I did that the first time, and I thought, I need the book.
Yeah. And then, so finally I went and got the book, and I was like, okay, fine. This is easy because it's just literally 1 page, and then you write a little blurb, and you're done for the day. So that's how I started my this year off. So a little bit more about my journey as a coach. It didn't pick up for me right away. I got to Diamond real fast within 6 months, but then I stayed a Diamond for 2 years. So it was just a struggle getting anywhere else. And in January of this year, I was determined to change that. And I picked up 30-Day Push, and I picked up The Slight Edge, and I reread GoPro. So I was doing all 3 at once.
Oh, wow.
And what happened was 6 months later, I'm a 3-star.
That's awesome.
So it was a huge game changer. So how I set up my day, so obviously all of your days are different. When I first started as a coach, I was working in New York City. So I had a 2-hour commute one way. So my morning was my PD time on the train. And then when I switched jobs, when I left that job, I made it my morning as I'm drinking my coffee kind of a thing. So I try to read and get my pre-workout in, I'll have some E&E, and then that's when I read. And I only read for 10 minutes a day.
Oh, that's awesome. That's encouraging.
Mm-hmm. So because I read GoPro already, I just listen to GoPro while I'm in the shower. So that's something that I do to kind of cut off some time. I listen in the shower. But just picking a book, I think, especially if you guys aren't currently reading anything, you just got to pick a book that fits you right now. It might not be The Slight Edge. If it's not doing anything for you and it's a struggle, then it's just not the right time to read it. I believe in that. So besides Becky, obviously, are you guys reading any books, at all? Have you attempted one? Nothing. Oh.
I'm trying to read Push.
Trying, right? It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
it's not a one push.
Oh, awesome. Mm-hmm. I mean, did you get through your push goals at least, though? Did you get through day 1?
No.
No? You should. At least try to get through.
Pick it back up.
Yeah. Just day 1, because in the beginning of push, she's going to force you to sit down and actually look at your goals. What do you want? Because if you don't know what your big end picture is, and what are you working so hard for? And then it brings you back to finding your why.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. I found the first time I did it, I had to sit down and redo it. I felt that's what it sounded good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just not clicking. And I'm okay with stopping a book. I never tell, if my coaches are slacking on PD, I feel you can tell instantly, your mood is a little sluggish. You're just kind of hi, my week is okay. And then instantly I know, you got to change your book if that's kind of how you're feeling. So for me, I switch between a bunch of different books. I go between Louise L. Hay. Has anybody read any of her books? No.
What are some of her books?
She's so good. She has tons of different books. She's more on the whole life being, meaning, if you have lower back pain, it actually means that you're worried about finances. And if you have post-nasal drip, it represents internal crying. So she talks a lot about mantras. She talks a lot about your mindset, and it has nothing to do with Beachbody or your business. But this is one of those authors and the kind of books that I go for when I just feel like I need a personal pick-me-up. Does that make sense? You know, when I'm just kind of like dragging and I'm like, because I also have an autoimmune disease and it can be really hard some days. And some days you're just like, I don't want to deal with life. That's when I know I need Louise L. Hay, because her words get me through the mental space that I needed to get through. And even Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, that book was a huge game changer. I mean, I even got a tattoo of one of his symbols from the book because it represented so much, and it puts the big picture, you know, together of why are you putting in this extra hour? Why are you guys even on this call tonight? You know, like, why are you doing it? There's obviously something a little bit more deeper, and these types of books are going to bring that out. So if you're struggling to find your why and your reasoning for just doing this, something like Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, or anything by Louise L. Hay is 100, like, where you want to go. So I vary between that. I always have my GoPro next to me. I carry it around with me because it's amazing. And
okay, that's one I have not started yet. I need to.
ASAP. It's so good. So when I was serious about changing like my business, I read GoPro, and what I did was I literally sat there with my book open in front of me and I typed out exactly word for word what he says in the book. And I had my best month.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this would be a good month for that.
Yeah, I had like Success Club 30 something. I signed on 7 new coaches. Like, that's unheard of for me.
Now, see, that's the thing I keep talking about, is that a lot of my ideas come from my personal development, whether it's the podcasts I'm listening to, because I listen while I run, and that's when I get inspired.
That's so good.
Or if it's, the book I'm reading, like The Slight Edge has given me a lot of ideas.
Yeah, see, and that's all that it is. You know, it's just finding that thing that kind of like triggers something internally, whether it be an idea or just you feeling better about yourself. So if you guys haven't read GoPro, I would read it 100%. And I like the book better, like a physical book of GoPro, and it's like $12 on Amazon. It's not that much. Just because I'm a big highlighter and I like to reference stuff. So I always keep those Post-it flags next to me, and I highlight where the scripts are, because he gives you amazing scripts.
Oh,
and
good. Okay.
So good. I mean, and just simple things like saying for sure. Like, if you just add for sure with a question mark, that mentally, it's like the psychology of it all. Like, mentally, that does something different to you, and you're like, oh, I am sure.
Yeah, I totally believe in that, because I was typing a response. It was a follow-up this morning, and after I typed it, I'm like, wow, that is weak. Like, that does not sound like I believe in what I'm doing at all. Let me retype it.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, it's just, the wording and what he has done, because he's so good at network marketing, and you guys, that's kind of all that we're doing, is we're just marketing. We're not being like salesy, like we're, just showing ourselves and sharing what we already love. And he puts it in such a way that all of that salesy nervousness about being like this professional salesperson kind of goes away when you use his scripts.
That's good. Okay, now's a good time for me to start that then, because I've really been struggling like in the last month, and tell me if any of y'all relate to this, but I feel like I've had to kind of start over and figure out what my why is again, because I think I got so caught up in Success Club that I started turning salesy.
Yeah.
And so in the last couple of days, I've really focused on going back to the beginning and just showing people what I love doing, what is working for me.
Yeah, that's it.
So that sounds like GoPro is...
You're 100% ready for it. Yeah. And that's the cool thing too about GoPro. I mean, and that's the hard thing too about the Slight Edge. Like, I felt like I was rereading the same thing over and over again, so I couldn't fully get into the Slight Edge. I was like, okay, I get it. But with GoPro, he's just like, here's what you need to do, here's how you do it, and here's how you move on. Like, what's next? Like, it's a short book. It's very thin, so you guys can definitely get through it real quick.
Jennifer, that sounds like something you would like, that cut and dry, do this. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super, like, straight to the point, and that's what I love about him. I'm like, I don't have time for these stories about the frog and or the toad, whatever's going on in the Slight Edge. I can't even remember. But that book didn't.
Yeah, that's it. And it was on a podcast I listened to, totally unrelated to the Slight Edge, but that same story was on there, and that's why I laughed. Yeah. Because
that didn't resonate with me. So why am I going to waste my precious time on a book that's not doing anything for me? Like, I want to look forward to reading my book every morning because it makes me feel amazing. Like, that's what your PD should do. So those are a lot of the books that I kind of go for. Like I said, I try to fit it in my day. So whatever works for you. If you like going by minutes or pages, I would pick one. Like, if I like things in minutes, so what I do is I set an alarm on my phone for 10 minutes after my start time, and I turn my phone upside down and I put it away, so I just read for my 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's good, because I was going to ask you about this. I think that we get so distracted. Do you think that reading has given you, like, gosh, I don't know the right words to use, but I heard Michael Hyatt talk about it on a podcast where he said other types of personal development are good, but reading is good for the brain. It just does something for our brains. We've gotten so ADHD. I read or I saw that video that Sherry posted on our team page. It was from Summit. I don't know how I missed it at Summit, but it was one of the videos, and it said, we have 7-second attention spans, but a goldfish has...
Yep. That's not even a full Instagram video.
Right. And so do you think that reading has helped with that?
And what I also love when I read is it forces me for at least 10 minutes a day to step away from my cell phone.
Yeah.
We get so, like, I'm legit addicted to my phone. At Summit, I actually locked myself out of my phone and I couldn't access anything. And I found myself looking over people's shoulders just to scroll their Facebook feed because I was like, that's so bad. So when you remove yourself, even if it's just for 10 minutes or for 10 pages, at least it's something to where, you can just focus on one thing, and that's it. And 10 minutes is not that long.
Yeah, I haven't tried the 10-minute thing, but I have tried the 10 pages. I know that seems to work for me. I think either will work.
See, you just got to figure what works for you. One of my girls, she's really crazy, and she needs to read a chapter. She can't stop halfway through. It bugs her. So she's a chapter a girl kind of day.
That's awesome.
But that's who she is, and that's what mentally works for her. So you just got to play around with it, and also find out what time of day works best for you. Like, I love reading the first thing in the morning because it kind of sets me up mentally for my day ahead. But I also have I have a husband and wife couple. They're a little team, and they read together at bedtime, and then they go to sleep. So they finish their day together reading their PD together.
Oh, that's cool.
So you just, and I used to read my PD also on my lunch breaks. I listen to the National Wake Up Call while taking a shower.
Yeah, no, I do that. I can't listen while they're live, so I always listen like the next day.
Yeah.
While I'm in the shower or running.
Yeah, so those little random moments where you don't even realize that you can fit in some PD, even if it's just listening, that's an awesome way to get some PD in. I mean, you're just kind of standing there anyway, right? So why not?
Yeah, and I know these girls are listening to some podcasts.
Oh, good. I love podcasts. They're definitely the way to go. I just find that I multitask when I listen to something. So it doesn't get my full attention.
Yeah. I know Michael Hyatt has talked a lot about, like what you're saying, the 10 minutes or 10 pages or, find the right time. Like the right time for me, I think, is at bedtime. It kind of settles me down. I have to turn off my phone.
Yeah. So it's just different. You just got to play around. Just same thing with working out. It's the same thing. Like, do you have more energy in the morning or are you better at night? Do you like to get it in? It's the same thing. You just got to figure out what works for you, And another tip that I learned is if my book is always physically present, I will pick it up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. If it's nowhere to be found, like if it's on my bookshelf, if it's in the other room, it ain't happening.
Yeah, that's good.
I always physically keep my book with me. Always right next to me. Another thing is anytime I see a quote that I love from my book, I'll write it down and I'll stick it up somewhere where I can visually see it.
Yeah, I'll screenshot it or I'll take a picture of it, right?
Yep. Just so that way you have that daily reminder, I have this one quote, it's never too late to start, it's always too late to wait.
I used that recently. I think it came from the books I read.
Yeah. So the second I read that, I was like, oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a good little daily reminder. And then when I see that, I'm like, oh, I should go read.
Yeah.
There's another reminder kind of staring you in the face. I always follow all of my authors that I love. So I fell in love with Eckhart Tolle. I just love everything about him. So I followed him on every single form of social media. And what the cool thing about Facebook is it shows you people that you might like that are like him. So if you find a book that you love, like I love Louise L. Hay. So when I liked her on Facebook, it brought up a bunch of other authors that are similar to her. So I could find more books that I love.
That's a good idea, yeah.
So if you really I love Eric Worre, the author of GoPro. So if there's somebody else that's like him that can provide an amazing book like that, I want to know about it. So I follow them on all social media. And then also you get those daily reminders too. Like if you guys all follow Shalene, you follow all of her accounts because she's got the push. I think it's Push Daily or something, or Push Me Daily. And then she also has the Instagram Impact. Those two accounts are really great to follow.
Yeah.
But when you see them floating through your news feed, it's another reminder. Yeah. So it's just those little things that are kind of telling you to go do your PD.
Yeah.
Those little reminders. And then I also make my coaches do PD buddies.
What is it?
A PD buddy.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So based on whatever book you're reading. So at the beginning of the month, I'll be like, okay, I'm reading You Can Heal Your Life. Is anybody else reading this book? And then we'll be PD buddies. What were your takeaways today?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Shalene actually talked about that recently. I think when somebody commented or wrote what do you call it? Like a review and said that that's what they do. And so she mentioned that in her show. Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, because it's another form of accountability and it's somebody that you can talk to about it.
Yeah.
It's just having that conversation, and you're reading the same book, and then I also suggest getting in the habit to make it be to read at the same time every day. So that way it just becomes part of your routine. So every morning I go make my coffee and then I sit down and I read. So then that way you just get in that habit.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know one thing that a podcast I was listening to when I was running, again, it was Michael Hyatt. He's one of my favorites. I haven't read any of his books. I know he's got some stuff out there, but anyway, I love his podcasts. So he was talking about how people just walk around in the world and they're not improving. They're just kind of getting by. And that was totally me before I became a coach. I mean, I was just getting by. I wasn't doing anything to improve myself. And so personal development definitely improves us. We'll remember, we may read something or hear something and then not think much of it at the time. And then later something will happen and we'll refer back to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always say too, if you look at the 3 vital behaviors, right, things that a coach has to do every day, I mean, 2 of those things are taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you have to, get the outside right with being approved for the product, and then you get the inside with the nutrition part from Shaco, but then you need the brain part, and that's where the PD comes in. So, I mean, you guys are literally getting paid, and part of your job requirement is to work on yourself and make yourself better.
Yeah.
It's just a non-negotiable. That's what it's part of my non-negotiable. So I have a list of things that I have to do every day, and that includes PD. And then once you start reading, you guys will physically see and feel a difference. You're like, oh, something's off. Like sometimes I have bad days and I have to remove myself from my office and my day and just go read for an hour. And then I'll come back and be a different person. If you find the book, like that's that powerful, Yeah. So it's just one of those things, you guys, it's got to be a non-negotiable. Just pick a book that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy and just stick with that, It shouldn't be torturous. It should be enjoyable. And it doesn't always have to be businessy.
Right. Right. And then share it with the team, because there's probably somebody else that isn't digging what I'm, pushing that I'm reading.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I always love picking different PD books. And You Are a Badass.
I've heard really good things about that.
If you guys need a book that's just going to kind of like get you out of that rut and make you believe in yourself a little bit more and just kind of get that butt kick that you need, when somebody just kind of curses at you and just slaps you around, that book was going to get you out of anything. Like you'll come out of that book being like, where's my cape?
And she's got another one, I think, that is real popular. I can't remember what it's called, but I know in the team, when I asked in the Diamond page one time about personal development, people were pushing 2 of her books.
Oh, I have to look. I only read the one.
What is her name again?
Jen Sincero.
Okay.
It's with an S. So if you just Google You Are a Badass and then write Jennifer S., she'll come up. But that book is amazing. You could get that one on audio too. I just downloaded the book on my phone for $3, called it a day.
Yeah.
But she's great. That's a really good book. That's the one that I'm almost finished with now. And after reading that, I'm like, yes! Ready!
3-star diamond.
Yeah, 3-star diamond. Just like that. Yeah.
So how, and I guess maybe when we read in the books, we might know, but I guess my question to you is, how do you I can't even get people to sign up as a discount coach. It's like,
I think once you read GoPro, I think the way maybe you approach it will change. I think too, honestly, I think people can just tell when you're not being sincere about things. And if I know
my only other coach is on here, and she'll tell you that I'm sincere.
No, I know, but I mean, as far as challenge packs and discount coaches, I feel like just that the wording can come across so oh.
Yeah, kind of like my response this morning. I said that I typed out and then I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, it might just be in the wording. And I definitely think once you pick up GoPro, the way he has you organize yourself, he literally will take you step by step from day one. So the way you get organized, how you meet new people, how to start a conversation, all of that. And then how to bring it back home to your coaching opportunity call that you want them to listen to hopefully sign up as a coach. Eric Worre, if you just look him up, it's Worre is his last name. He's a network marketing genius. So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just a tiny little thing. In his book, all he says is to add the words "for sure." And I was like, this is bullshit. And then I tried it and it worked. I was like, whoa. Everything has a for sure now. But yeah, just, I would think, focusing on books like that, I think might really just be that game changer that you need. It's what I needed. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions?
Do y'all have any other questions for Meredith about the business or
anything? Doesn't have to be about PD.
no?
Bueller?
Now's your chance.
Yeah, if you guys were on my team call, I would just unmute some of you and be like, what's going on? Let's talk. They do not like when I do that. So they're very vocal now. They learned the hard way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're
Nothing?
going to all go pick up a book tomorrow, right? Do you guys have an idea of what book you might want to try to read?
Anybody?
I think I'm going to get GoPro.
Yeah, definitely. You can find it real
And
cheap on Amazon.
Debbie needs, You Are a Badass. That's the one Debbie needs.
I feel it. Yeah, you do. Like ASAP on paperback.
Yeah. Debbie doesn't want, she's my friend from high school that she's finally gotten into the to coaching. She's done everything. She's went through Rock the Basics, but she just doesn't want to really put it out there. She doesn't want to bother people with it. So that's why I think she needs You Are a Badass.
I don't think it's bothering anybody because I think you want to help change somebody's life because it changed yours. You're not bothered. Like, that's nice.
And indeed, Debbie's had a big change just since January, right?
Yes.
I mean, she's lost a lot of weight and she's, just transformed her health.
Yeah, a little over 60 pounds.
And, God, that's amazing.
It is difficult, though, because I do have a few people who have asked and inquired. And then I even had one actually buy packets from me. She wanted to do the shred, wanted to do all of that. And then every time I tried to check back in with her, oh, no, I couldn't do it this week. I'm going to do it next week. Oh, no. And then she just got where she wouldn't respond anymore. So it's hard. I don't want to be one to. And I always tell her I don't want to bug you. Yeah. But I'm just checking on you. But it's just, she saw my message last night. I messaged her for the first time in almost a month because I finally gave up and just let her have her own time. Mm-hmm. She saw the message. She just never responded again.
She's just a no, not right nower.
Yeah.
She might come around in like a year.
Yeah.
You know what? When she's ready, she's going to come right to you.
Well, she needs it for sure at the end of that next message.
Sometimes, and that's the thing. I realized too with myself, like I would always kind of tiptoe around that question of being like, are you going to purchase? Because it's kind of the last day of the month at 9 p.m. and I like to make Success Club. So I would always try to like tiptoe around the answer, like that awkward question. But like once I stopped thinking about it as being awkward, then it wasn't. Hi.
She just said hi. Oh boy.
Once I changed my mindset on how I was approaching it, that's when things changed. Because I don't feel like I'm being a pest, especially if you've said you wanted to do something with your life and you asked for my help,
Yeah.
I think once you change your mindset, then your messages will come across a little bit different.
Well, and I think that the thing is that like with me, before I ever got into it, people could talk to me about it all day long. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's you.
Yeah.
They have to be ready, or two, they're kind of being convicted so they get on the offense. How dare you post these pictures of you losing 60 pounds and put that out there on Facebook for me to see every day? Why would you do such a thing? People get offended. I think they're being convicted of that they need to make this change. Yeah. So they have to realize that they're being convicted that they need to make this change.
I have people that will like all of my family stuff, but none of my fitness stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I have people that don't like anything anymore. And I figure that they, like Sherry said, they just get tired of it and unfollowed me. They didn't unfriend me, but that's okay.
I tell people to unfollow me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you don't want this amazingness, then you don't deserve it.
That's right.
That's kind of how I look at it,
Yeah, and I have gotten to the point where people have put me off, Debbie, you know, like what you were talking about. They're almost there, and they never commit. And then I remember Amber Snow in one of the team calls said that she just says, you let me know when you're ready to invest in yourself. And I've started doing that.
Yeah. Some people just need that like tough love, straight shooting shit. You know, like, do you want this? Because I'm here and I can help you. But if you don't, that's totally fine. Like, you're not hurting or helping me. Like, you.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you that I have had one of the girls that just signed up in this group, her package just arrived today. I had spent time with her hours on the phone or on a conference call like this. I met her on Instagram. It took her several times of talking, you know, on the computer like this. And I kept thinking, she is wasting my time. She's never going to do this. And I believe that this is the change. Like, she's about to change her life.
Yeah.
She just bought the challenge pack. She's in it, and she's about to change her life.
Yeah. I mean, I met one of my girls on Instagram, and right away when I mentioned Shakeology, she was like, I'm paleo and I don't do that. Mm-hmm. She's one of my rock star coaches.
But you know, it's
just
like,
never know.
Like, Sherry, you know how long you were talking about it for a while when you first started, before you even started noticing changes. Before I started noticing changes in Sherry, she was already talking to me about it, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It wasn't until I started seeing changes in her. And that's what my husband says to me all the time. He says, I don't understand, because I've got several friends who could benefit, and they've watched it, they've seen it, they've, you know, seen everything I've gone through, and just have no interest at all whatsoever. I mean, one of them will join the gym, and she'll go work out at the gym every day, but she doesn't understand why she still feels like crap, and why she, you know, she's not willing to try it. But he says to me all the time, because I don't know how somebody can look at you and see the difference in you. And he'll tell me, because my wife's got more muscle than I do now. But, you know, I don't understand how they can look at you and see the changes in you and not want to at least
try it,
attempt it, give it a shot, give it 30 days, you know. But I haven't reached that point yet where I'm ready to just dive in and say, look,
yeah.
you know,
I feel like you'll get there on your own.
Yeah.
But also too, though, if the people that you that you're talking to right now are not responding well, then put them all on your follow-up list and just focus on meeting new people that actually would care about your transformation, and find people that are like you and that care enough about themselves to want to change like you did.
Yeah.
Okay, and so meeting new people.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
How do you go about meeting new people, Meredith?
I focus, well, it depends. I choose Facebook and Instagram as like my main source. So I only focus on those two things, but I also focus as I go to certain stores. So like I just went to Whole Foods. So I went to Whole Foods, my hair is done, I put on some lip gloss, and I went there, right? My goal is to talk to at least 2 strangers. So that's what I do in person. And on Facebook, I join a lot of groups that have nothing to do with fitness or health. Like I'm in groups about jewelry making because I love jewelry. And I can't make it, but I will like to help a local artist because I'm an artist at heart and I want to help somebody, right? So I'm benefiting because I love jewelry. And I'm making a connection on common grounds of something that I truly love. So I would join a bunch of groups. Like if you like gardening, if you have pets, if you have teenage kids that are going on crazy rampages, like I don't know. Just find a few things about yourself, like hobbies, things that you love to do. Nothing fitness related, right? Because you could even go in like a running group or like a CrossFit group or something like that, but nothing like Beachbody related.
Okay, well, I was going to say, I really love the idea of nothing fitness related because I am in all sorts of running groups and they are saturated with Beachbody coaches. In fact, I got kicked out of one. I got banned from one because some girl was asking about what she should do, like in addition to running, and she listed a couple of problems she has, and I recommended PIO. Wasn't trying to sell it.
No-brainer, right?
Didn't even tell her I was a coach. Next thing I know, I was kicked out, banned. Yeah. So I like the idea of non-fitness related because, you know, I don't know. It's just you're less likely just to jump right on that Beachbody. Like I'm in a Moms for Boys group. And somebody posted in there recently, post your name below and whoever likes it, friend request them. And so we did this. And there's a bunch of other companies. Like I got a lot of Unique, you know, the Makeup Unique. I got a lot of those girls friend requesting me, but that's okay. I got a couple Raps girls. I got a Pampered Chef girl, you know, but whatever, we have boys and we connect.
Right. So there, you just got to find that common ground. That's the way I love making new friends. That's how I make new friends on Facebook. And then once I'm in the group, I'll kind of just introduce myself. And depending on what kind of group I'm in is how I will talk. And I'll usually ask a question. Something super random. Like I'm in a group for my autoimmune disease, and I've been traveling a lot, you know, because of Nashville and stuff, and my back started hurting. So what I did was I went in the group and I said, hey, like I'm traveling a lot recently and I have this new back pain. Does anybody else have that pain? Is it related to the disease or is it related just to travel?
That's a good one. Yeah.
And I met and I added 5 new friends out of that, and I have 10 new conversations started. So it could be anything. Like if you're in a gardening group, you know, like what's your favorite organic soil? Or can you plant, you know, I don't know, onion bulbs.
Yeah. So I know Jennifer bought a Jeep recently, so she's in a Jeep group.
Yeah, see? Perfect, right? You have that common ground. There's something that you love.
Or, you know, if you have a pug, you know.
Exactly. And then so what I like to do is I just usually try to introduce myself, like say thanks for accepting me, like this is my sitch, you know, like hello. And then I just try to keep conversations going on in the group. So I don't instantly friend request them. I just try to, you know, and then you can move right into your forming. You know, and then you can send them a Facebook, you know, request. You can send them a message like, hey, thanks for accepting, you know, like I love meeting new people that have similar, you know, life experiences, you know. What's your take on this?
Yeah.
There's
your conversation. I'm sorry. Somebody was talking. I don't know who it was. I remember Amber Snow talked about, or no, maybe it was a different, anyway, it was one of the coaches that was on the Team Triceps call recently as a guest talked about a TV show that she didn't even have time to watch anymore. Do y'all remember this? She said, I don't even have time to watch TV anymore, but I loved this TV show, so I joined the group.
Yep.
So I think it was Desperate Housewives. So it was a long time ago because that's not on anymore. But she said, so since I didn't have time to watch TV anymore, I just joined the group.
Yeah.
And talked about it.
Yep. And that's like such a good way to meet people. And it's nothing about Beachbody, and you just want to focus on building relationships. So that's all I do on Facebook. What I do on Instagram is I search through, you know, the popular tags, like the ones that are trending, and I search through hashtags that are unique to me. So my favorite hashtag that I use all the time for me is sweaty crotch. Because I am very ballsy and I will talk about the sweat that happens in unnice places. And if somebody else is equally as ballsy enough to post something like that, I want to know that person because they are just like me. Like they will mesh with me. They'll mesh with my team, with my message, with my big picture.
Okay, that's hilarious because I mentioned that. I was too embarrassed to mention it anywhere else, but I went through this phase about a year ago where every time I got done running, I looked like I had wet my pants.
Yeah.
And I think Raina's on here, so she because she's the only one I talked to about it in person. But I went into one of my running groups and asked about it. You would not believe the response. I got private messages because people were too embarrassed to comment. But they're like, I have the same problem. It's probably when you're ovulating or
Yes. It comes right back to the women issues, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can find something that's super unique to who you are and to your brand and to your business and the type of person that you're attracting and that you want to attract, that's a great way to look for them on Instagram. So I searched through a few hashtags, and then this is exactly what I do. If I find somebody that I think that I'm attracted to, that I go, oh, she's cute. Oh, I want to be her friend. Then I go over to her profile, because it's usually a girl, and I'll just look through her pictures. I'll see where she lives, because if she's not in the U.S. or Canada, then we can't really do, so I check her location first, and then I scroll around just to see if she's already a Beachbody coach, because usually Instagram feeds you people that are similar to who you are. Mm-hmm. So if you go in Google, you'll find a bunch of coaches. So I try to, see if they're a coach right away. And you can usually tell, you guys know what we look like. And then if they're not a coach, I'll just start liking their pictures and I'll start commenting on a few of them. Like, way to go, you look awesome. Like, that looks delicious. Like, where's this recipe? And then I follow them. And then that is starting a new friendship. Because they're going to see you creeping around on their page. Then they're going to go check out who you are. And instantly you guys are going to bond.
Yeah, I've done that. That's the same thing I do, Meredith. And recently, because I'm real bad about, like, I'll post on Instagram a lot, but I won't do a lot of liking and scrolling and stuff like that. So I've tried to fix that. I'll go through spurts where I'm trying to be better. Mm-hmm. And so I found some girls, like you were talking about, that I was interested in, and I would just like. I'd like 20 of their pictures. Well, that's going to get their attention, and guess what they did? Out of like 4, there were probably about 4 of them I did this for. 2 of them screenshotted me liking their pictures and posted it and said, thank you. Well, guess what happened? A couple other people saw their picture of me screenshotted liking all their stuff, and they followed me. So
it's like free advertising.
Yeah.
It's just showing somebody a little bit of love. And then I know for me too, like, if somebody likes one of my pictures that I don't know, instantly I'm like, who's this person? Mm-hmm. Then I go and instantly check them out. So if some stranger randomly liked one of your pictures on Instagram, you'd be like, who's this person? So instantly you're going to go over to them. So they're going to do the same thing to you. And then what you could always do too on Instagram is direct message people. I direct message people a lot on Instagram. And that's another great way to start a conversation. And usually on Instagram, no matter what, I try to always move them either to Facebook or I get their email address. And that's how I try to stay in contact with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, Debbie, just, get you are a badass and start making new friends. If you do those 2 things, you'll probably have a big change in a few months.
Yeah. Worth a shot.
Right? What's going to happen, You get, you're at $12 a book and some new friends.
Yeah. I checked out the Slide Edge from the library because I thought, if I check it out from the library, I have to have it done in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went and renewed it.
Yeah.
And it's due again in a couple days. So I've got some reading to do. Because sometimes you'll go to renew it and somebody else is waiting on it, and then you have to let it go.
Yeah.
I'm going to the library tomorrow to request the Slide Edge.
Not the Nassau County Library.
Yes, I am.
Yes, it's so funny because they asked me because I had to go on the waiting list for it. So somebody had it. And they asked me, they said, do you think that this is going to be a popular book? Should we order some more copies? And I said, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, because most of my coaches are local.
Oh yeah. You do have a big local team.
And then we also have some other coaches that are, local. Randy Burke she lived in our area for a while, so she has a lot of coaches. Yeah.
See? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so everybody's going to take themselves off mute and tell me what book they're going to go read and how long or how many pages. and time of day you're going to start off with. Are you guys ready? Oh, Debbie, I like that you unmuted yourself. Thanks. You go first.
Well, I guess I missed the first 15 minutes, but I guess I'm going to need to check out this You're a Badass just to, just to see.
And then how many minutes or how many pages a day are you going to commit to PD?
I don't know.
It could be anything. What can you give?
30 minutes a day.
Yeah?
We'll see if I can do it.
All
What
right.
do you think, Sherry? You think I can do it?
But you can do it. You got plenty of time to do it. You can do it.
You're right.
When are you going to read? Are you going to do it in the morning or at night? Like, when do you think you'll read?
Well, it just depends on
You can read at the gym.
You're right. I could do it at the gym.
Okay.
So I got the night.
Hey, and that'll start some conversations. People will be like, "What you reading?"
Yeah, well, I did all my Rock the Basics at the gym, and nobody asked me about that. So.
You didn't have a book.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't a book. Yeah.
I was watching the videos, but the only person looking over my shoulder was my daughter. What are you looking at? So.
Okay, did you write that down? Did everyone write down Debbie's goal?
I did.
Okay, good. We're gonna keep you accountable for that one.
Yeah, this is recorded.
Yeah, it is.
Crap.
Isn't this exciting? Okay, Sherry, what about you? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to I think I'm going to try GoPro. And I'm going to be very honest, I will probably do 5 pages a day.
5 pages better than no pages, right?
That's right. I like it. That's good.
And when are you gonna do it? What time of day?
Really, I run my own business, and it's besides Beachbody, I have a pet boarding business, so I have to do it in between dogs coming in and out or going out to the bathroom or whatever they're doing. So
Yeah.
So after the dogs poop.
After the dogs poop.
yes.
Hey. Jennifer, I'm coming to you.
Hey, when I first heard about You're a Badass, Jennifer, do you remember me commenting in our team page one time? I said, I've got something in mind for you. That was the book.
Yeah, I think that one and GoPro.
Are you going to read them both at the same time?
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm not a reader. I hate reading.
Yeah.
Slide Edge is sitting over there with dust collecting. I've restarted it like 5 times.
I couldn't get
I
through
don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Hey, loan that one to Sherry so she doesn't get the library copy.
Do what?
Loan that one to Sherry so that she doesn't take my library copy.
She can have it.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me either. Have you ever listened to a book, like on audio? If you're not a big reader,
No, I haven't tried that. But I'm going to do, like you said, with the Badass and do that $3 thing.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to listen to You Are a Badass?
Yeah, I think I'll do that one that way. And then try to find the other one.
Yeah. GoPro is just good to have so that way you can refer to it and kind of copy and paste kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But You Are a Badass, you could definitely listen to on audio. Do you know how long you're going to listen for? Are you going to give yourself a time limit?
It'd have to be probably 10 to 15 minutes. I have a short attention span.
I only do 10 minutes, so I'm not judging.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do it in the morning?
It would probably be at night.
At night?
Yeah, probably right before bed.
Oh, okay. That'll be
Unless it starts inspiring me, then I'll do it first thing in the morning.
You Are a Badass pumps me up too much. It'd be 10 p.m. at night and be I'm going to go and message everybody.
Well, my business hours tend to be 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning.
After I'm sleeping.
Yeah. That's when everybody wants to message me, so.
That's but
I'm a night owl, so it doesn't matter.
It's good. So maybe that will be good. Listening to it at night. It'll get you through those hours.
Yeah.
Donna, what about you?
I'm going to be a badass with Jennifer.
Yeah, you are.
You already are, Donna.
I have a Kindle. I'm actually going to download it on my Kindle and read it at work.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm reading it on my phone. It's so easy to I can't put it down. That's how
I have a very slow job, so I can read at work.
you'll go through that fast. Okay. And then I have an Amy's iPhone. Amy's iPhone, can you talk? Do I need to unmute you?
Amy? There she is.
She's like, crap, she saw me.
She had to go to the bathroom. Oh, Raina, I think. Raina, are you on?
I'm gonna,
Oh, okay. I think Raina might be the one that's still muted. And Heather maybe is the other one?
4802.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What about 5505?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, we'll find out who you are. Don't worry.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you guys are going to all start right away, right?
Now, I know Raina actually, she had a call. I had her and Sarah got together, and she had to text Sarah every day for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Take away from her PD. So
yeah. Every night in my training group, we do a nightly recap where you have to say your top PD takeaway for the day.
yeah, that's good. You know, I listen to podcasts a lot. I mean, that's just what I like to do when I'm running. And I listened to one this morning that I almost didn't listen to because, I don't know, this guy was all, Zen and, anyway. But it was good. And I just took so much away from that. I had to kind of cut out some of the stuff that I'm not into. But he talked about, it was a Lewis Howes podcast. I don't even remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
He was a special guest. But it was all about positivity, how to focus on positivity. And so I made a post about positivity today and got a bunch of engagement on it.
Yeah. It's usually the things that hit you the hardest that will also hit other people the hardest.
Yeah.
Like that quote that I said earlier about it not being too late.
Yeah. Yeah, and it totally reminded me of some of the things that DeWitt Jones? Is that right? Some of the stuff that he talked about and, focusing on what is going right.
Right. Exactly. And that's, too, like how you can pick what PD works for you. That's kind of how I do it. Depending on where my mindset is, that's what I read.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
that's good stuff.
Yeah, so if it's not doing it for you, like if it's just sitting there, then just toss it. Get a new book. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're doing something, every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Meredith, thank you so much. I think you inspired us. I appreciate that. I know I'm inspired to go read GoPro. Sarah sent that to me early, I think like within a month of becoming a coach. Sarah sent it to me and it's over on my bookshelf.
Yeah, it's amazing. GoPro was like a huge game changer for me. And it's just like, it might sound really weird, but I promise if you guys are reading GoPro, just copy word for word what he says in the book and just try it.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
I mean, what's going to happen? They're just not going to respond to you like the rest of the people. Like, just try it. Try out the for sure. See what happens, It's just an experiment.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for interacting and asking lots of questions, even though I made you.
Yeah.
Now I know what to do.
Yes.
Because I hate it when I walk away from
nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, because I hate it, walking away from a team call and feeling like I was talking at y'all the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I get bored. I'm like, who wants to join in on this party? It's just fun,
Yeah.
But thank you guys. You did awesome. Congrats on everyone's rank achievements.
Yes. We're on our final team cup, I'm convinced, because they're all going to be diamonds, so that we won't be able to be.
So many points.
All right, Meredith, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time
guys.
to talk to us.
Of course. Thank you. This was awesome.
All right, and if y'all have any questions that you think of later, you know how to get a hold of Meredith. She's on Team Triceps. So how did you meet Sarah, by the way?
IIN, actually.
IIN, okay.
Yeah. And I knew about coaching for about 6 months before I even signed up with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I actually met Sarah through Carly.
Oh, you did?
And I don't even know Carly that well, but I met her through Carly because I follow Carly on Instagram. But Sarah and I connected.
That's so funny how that works.
I was just following Carly, but Sarah and I actually connected. So, yeah.
It's so weird how that works out. We're all like so intertwined at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Meredith. And thanks for calling in, y'all.